Here's what Tucker told us, and by the way, Tim Barton and his wife Gabby are here with us, and Tim and David have loaned some of the documents that they have in their library for us. David and Tim have the largest private collection of founders' documents. Is it in the world? I know it's in America. I mean, it's a private collection anyway.
Probably in the world.
In the world. It's like, which is America? Yes. Which is like over 100,000 documents, right? So yeah, y'all thank Tim and Gabby Barton for being here with us this weekend, being a part of this as well. And Tim brought some of the documents from the library. And first one I want to show you tonight, I'm going to share two with you tonight, and then we're filming tomorrow. We're going to be doing the rest of this box set. We're going to show a ton of these during the DVD programs. If you're not on frontsight.tv, you'll be able to watch it there as well. So make sure you do that. But he basically did an American version of Blackstone's commentaries on the law. So he took Blackstone's commentary on the law and he basically mixed it with, or took it and applied it to our U.S. Constitution and the Virginia statutes. And here's what he said in there that is so fitting for us tonight. He said the right of self-defense is the first law of nature. Now don't forget what Rhett was saying, right? Out of the Declaration, right there in the first paragraph of the Declaration, we're told that all these rights come from the laws of nature and nature's God. So here's Tucker telling us that the first law of nature is the right of self-defense. He said most governments, throughout history, it's been a study of rulers to confine this right within the narrowest limits possible. In other words, government wants to restrict how much you can defend yourself because government can't control you if you can defend yourself, right? So he goes on to say, wherever the right of the people, and this is what the warning for tonight, wherever the right of the people to keep and bear arms is prohibited under any color or pretext whatsoever, liberty, if not already annihilated, is on the brink of destruction. In other words, when you start limiting and you start restricting a person's right to defend themselves, liberty's in major danger. That's what Tucker was telling us. It's the first law of nature. And so let's dive in specifically to the Second Amendment and how the founders designed it and how it's supposed to work. So I'm going to get some help from Reagan Green. He's the one that DG'd at 14, and he was supposed to DG at a young age just because he's been teaching on the Second Amendment for a few years. So y'all welcome Reagan Green.
Love you, bud.
All right, guys, real quick before I jump into the Second Amendment, I would just like to say thank you to FrontSight, their administrative staff, and Dr. Piazza for this incredible opportunity to not just do a class here, but be able to film it and hopefully bring more people to these classes in the future. So with that said, let's jump right into this. We're going to start off with a guy named Richard Henry Lee. Richard Henry Lee was the founding father in the Continental Congress that actually made the motion for America's independence on June 7, 1776. Now, Lee once said that in order to preserve liberty, it is essential that the whole body of all people possess arms and be taught how to use them, especially when young. Now that right there might help to explain why John Quincy Adams, 6th President of the United States, was out with the Massachusetts Minutemen. Guess what he was doing? Musket drills. Guess how old he was? 8 years old. That's incredible. Does anybody in here have a son roughly around 8-10 years old? What's your son's name? Caden? Okay, so picture Caden out doing range drills with a SEAL team today. That's like John Quincy Adams doing musket drills with the Minutemen at 8 years old. That is just plain awesome. But let's look here again what Richard Henry Lee said, that in order to preserve liberty, it is essential that the whole body of all people possess arms and be taught how to use them, especially when young. Guys, nobody on the planet is doing that better than right here at FrontSight Training Institute. But let's just go ahead and let's take a step back here and let's actually look at the Second Amendment itself. Here's what it says. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, some people can get a little confused about this word militia, but if you just transport yourself back to the founding era, it is clear. This word militia basically meant every man that could fire a rifle. So this freedom here, it wasn't for an official military, it was for the militia, or we the people. That's why it says the right of the people, not the right of the U.S. military. So guys, here's the bottom line. Even if you don't enjoy hunting or guns or self-defense training as much as my family, but hey, you're here at FrontSight, so of course you do, right? But there might be some people who are watching this on TV or DVD, and they might say, gosh, you know what? I just don't have as much of a passion for self-defense training as you guys. Here's my message to you. You would still be wise to do everything that you can to help protect the rights of families like ours. Because while I hope it never happens, there might come a day when we need to use these guns and this training that we're getting here at FrontSight to help protect you and all of your rights. All right, that was my little one to preach there. That's over. Moving on. One last thing, guys, and then I'm going to jump off here and hand it back off to my dad. We all understand the importance of living out the Second Amendment, but can somebody here give me an example of something you can do to not just live out the Second Amendment, but also protect the Second Amendment? Somebody just shout out an answer. Help me out. Vote. Yes. Educate yourself. Absolutely. Those are all great answers, guys. And on top of those, like Ms. Deidre said, I want to encourage you to become students of history. Continue to educate yourself. Continue learning about the Constitution like you are in this class. And then take this information home and send people to future classes here. Send friends, send family. And then further your training and further building your knowledge of the Constitution. And speaking of the Constitution, it's now time for me to hand it back off to the man that first taught me how to be a sheepdog and not a sheep. Y'all welcome back my dad, Rick Green.